Key points. There are 7 phases to the Public Assistance Program delivery process. Phase 1 determines applicant eligibility for public assistance. A request for public assistance must be submitted to FEMA within 30 days of a disaster declaration. The damage inventory is completed during Phase 2. In Phase 3, the scope of work and cost estimates are developed for all public assistance projects. Final project reviews are conducted in Phase 4. Public assistance project funds are obligated in Phase 5. Award changes are made and monitoring is conducted in Phase 6. Final reconciliations and project closeouts take place in Phase 7. FEMA's public assistance program is integral in local governments recouping funds spent on recovery efforts following a disaster. Effective delivery of the PA process is dependent on collaboration between FEMA, state emergency managers, and the local sub-recipients that require assistance. The PA program delivery model is the process used to provide financial assistance to eligible applicants. The 7-step process ensures efficient and timely delivery of public assistance funds and is consistent for applicants throughout the nation. The first phase of the PA delivery process begins immediately following the presidential declaration of a disaster. Applicants submit a request for public assistance, or RPA, within 30 days of the declaration. This request is essential in an applicant being considered for funding. After the declaration, a Program Delivery Manager, or PDMG, is assigned to each applicant. The PDMG coordinates many aspects of the PA process, project development, and manages engagement with the applicant from the RPA through obligation of funding. During this first phase, the recovery scoping meeting takes place with the PDMG and applicant. At this meeting, the applicant can discuss their specific recovery needs, documentation that will be needed, as well as special considerations. Phase 2 of the delivery process is where disaster-related damages are submitted to FEMA. Disaster-related damages are logically grouped into projects. FEMA conducts site inspections to document the damages submitted and develops the damage descriptions and dimensions. FEMA, the state, and sub-recipient must come to an agreement on the damage inventory and DDD developed based on reported damages. Phase 3 occurs following an agreement on the damage inventory and DDD. The sub-recipient, working with FEMA and the state, develops the scope of work and cost estimates for each project. The scope of work details the work needed to be performed, and the cost estimate is tied to that work. The cost estimates and scope of work are reviewed to ensure they meet eligibility requirements. FEMA and the state conduct their final project reviews during Phase 4 of the delivery process. The state does their review first, ensuring all repairs and costs associated with projects are complete. Then, FEMA performs the final review, verifying all costs and work are eligible. When final eligibility is determined and all entities agree, Phase 5 commences. Funds are obligated by FEMA, and the state can disperse funding to the sub-recipient. Once all the sub-recipients' projects are obligated, the PDMG schedules a recovery transition meeting between the state, sub-recipient, and FEMA. This meeting is where document retention requirements, appeals deadlines, and work completion deadlines are discussed. Once the RTM has been held, the sub-recipient will continue working with the recipient for the disbursement of the funds through the request for reimbursement process. Phase 6 is the period of project monitoring post-award. Sub-recipients' projects are monitored to ensure they are spending funds appropriately and according to the approved scope of work. If necessary, post-award changes can be made to the scope of work. This can occur in specific circumstances, such as if there is more damage discovered, an increase in costs due to errors, or a decrease in costs due to more cost-effective options. The sub-recipient must notify FEMA and the recipient as soon as possible, as well as submit requests in writing with appropriate supporting documentation. Phase 6 is also the time where sub-recipients can request more time to complete projects. These requests, known as time extension requests, must be submitted in writing to the recipient, who forwards it to FEMA. The final phase, Phase 7, is when project closeout occurs. This begins when the subrecipient certifies all work is completed. Small projects or projects less than $1 million are closed out as a group once the last small project is completed. Large projects or projects more than $1 million are closed out as they are completed. When all projects are closed, FEMA closes out the subrecipient. Thank you for watching.